Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Alright, Bad Boys for life.
I feel we might be grading this movie on a curve because if you've been listening to us for years and we did the Bad Boys series, we love these movies. We really do. Deep down we do. Even 2, which is after 3, after For Life, I would say 2 might be the redheaded stepchild a little bit.
2 was the redheaded stepchild even when it came out, in my opinion.
2 was long. We said that as much in the podcast. 2, you felt every bit of that 2 hours. Was it 2 hours and 40 minutes?
When I think of Bad Boys 2, I think of the year 2018. Just long as hell for no reason.
I mean, it was just like you get to the end and all of a sudden, all right, guys, we got 30 minutes left. Where are we going? Going to Cuba? Bet. Let's go.
All right, we got another 30, 40 minutes.
So Bad Boys for Life is... So this has been a theme since last year where you had a lot of movies revisiting 20 years later and stuff. When did Bad Boys 2 come out?
2002.
So we...
Or 2003, whatever.
So we're 16 years later. Yeah, 16 years later. 16, 17 years later. And the movie emphasizes this as much as, they've been on the force for 25 years. 25 years, which makes sense. Yeah, because the theme last year was a lot of movies revisiting after they did. You had Terminator, which I will still fight anybody over in the fact that was actually a pretty good movie.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, Terminator. We had Dr. Sleep. Charlie's Angels.
Well, yeah, technically, I guess you could say Charlie's Angels and stuff. But there are movies that are revisiting something, that we remember from years ago. I would say Bad Boys probably. If anything, I would say Bad Boys for Life, to me, fares a bit better because it's still in that 2000s era. Yeah. Whereas Terminator was kind of like in the 90s. Ignoring everything else. And Charlie's Angels is in that microcosm to 2000-ish.
But the one thing that all of these movies have in common is with each movie they modernize the hell out of it.
I think Bad Boys for Life actually fares a lot better just because the movie is realistic with itself in terms of the characters.
I agree.
Martin is funny. I mean, look, they do a good job of making fun of. Look, Martin put on mass. All right, let's just get it out there right now.
Oh, he did.
He gave mass, and
you see it in his face.
The movie did a good job of really showing that because he's retired. He's ready to go. He's done. And they do a good job of that. The movie revisits Marcus and Mike. Years later, they're still up to their old shenanigans and stuff. And, Marcus is ready to go. He's ready to retire. Mike is still basically playing the Playboy lifestyle still. Bulletproof Mike, as everybody says. But the whole premise of the movie is that somebody is coming after Mike. They attempt to try to kill him, and he's trying to figure out who is trying to kill him. And if you saw the trailer, I think Marcus pointed out lightly who isn't trying to kill Mike.
Yeah.
And basically, the story goes about as well as it goes, and it has Marcus and Mike teaming up with the new generation.
And this is where I got the Expendables 3 vibes from.
But they didn't go heavy with it like Expendables 3 did. Though.
Now, let me get this out. No, they didn't go heavy with it, and I like that. It's like they're there. They serve their purpose.
Yes, they cracked their jokes. They're boomer jokes.
Yeah, they did all of that.
Thankfully, they didn't say "Okay, boomer." Thank God.
I would have taken points away from that movie if they did do that, because they
didn't even say "Okay, Grandpa." I was shocked.
There was a part in the movie when, they did say. Dude did say that.
Okay.
Dude said that to Mike. But anyway, there was a part in the movie when Mike said, "I gotta turn up," and I was with Marcus. Turn up.
Fuck you, what?
Like 20? What are you, 20?
and I like that because the movie. It's weird because I've seen other movies they do this whole old versus new. In Expendables 3, they try to get dramatic with it, and it's like, and I like Expendables 3 to an extent, but like they really try too hard with it. In this one, Marcus is the guy that's just like, yo, dude, slow it down. You 40-something, well, he's 50-something now.
Yeah, you want to tell him to slow down, but he still has that edge of
color in his beard.
He still got the edge of, hey, I can still do this. Y'all want to sit back and let the surveillance, yada, yada, yada. I could just run in here and just grab the dude and be done.
And it backfires a handful of times in the movie, and there's a lot of lessons learned over the course of it. I will say this though, what makes it also work too is that it's basically a return to form to Bad Boys 1.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you remember
which is
Bad
the
Boys,
smart move.
Yeah, if you remember Bad Boys 1, you know, it was basically standard action. There wasn't what explosions and gunfights you had. It was typical of what you got at that time period in the late 90s and stuff. It was just like, kind of like, okay, just shooting out. Whatever explosions happens, it's a byproduct of what's in the environment. Bad Boys 2, they took it up way like 100.
Bad Boys 2, you can't, like, there's not one scene where it's an action piece and there isn't an explosion.
Yeah. And like with Bad Boys for Life, they kind of took it back. They scaled it back. You get explosions, but there were moments at one point where they're in a bike chase and such, and the bad guy shoots the car, and the car explodes. And if you know Michael Bay, that car would have exploded, and the tow truck would have exploded.
Yeah, the truck
for no
would have
fucking reason. It was just like, just like, oh shit.
Like, car explodes. No, better yet, Michael Bay would have done it this way. Car explodes, flips off the truck, and somehow the truck still explodes as they're separated.
It was like the fucking boat chasing Bad Boys 2.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, you know, that was ridiculous. And thankfully, again, that chase sequence they didn't have over the top. It was funny. It was the same banter between Marcus and Mike and stuff.
No crazy chase scene on the train.
Yeah, I can see why Will probably didn't jump at wanting to do a Bad Boys 3 initially when they announced it and stuff, and I'm assuming it was probably because they wanted to make sure the script was right.
Yeah.
Which is probably why Will didn't do Independence Day Resurgence, which that movie was sorely missing him.
It needed him.
And I like that movie a little bit to a degree because I like the lore of it, but
it was
like if
enjoyable.
Will was in it, it probably would have amped it up a bit.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever. But Bad Boys for Life, I really felt this was the movie that you had to do it. You had to do it this way, scale it back, keep it focused on Marcus and Mike's relationship, and also focus on Marcus' other situation, which we're not going to spoil. And basically it is about Mike kind of feeling his mortality.
It's more so his story than anybody else in this movie.
Yeah.
Now, one way I looked at it was going off of cop movies, especially a series of cop movies that have been out for a while. When you want to tell a new story without rebooting it or remaking it or whatever, this movie, the tone and the pace of it gave me New Police Story vibes.
Yeah.
So like, if you watch like the previous, what was it? Like, go back and watch Jackie Chan's previous Police Story, like
1 through 4, actually.
Yeah, 1 through 4.
Yeah, 1 through 4.
1 through 4. When the new
Slapstick
2000
with a bit of seriousness.
Then 2004 drops, and we get New Police Story, and it was probably one of the most serious Police Story movies.
It didn't get slapstick until that final fight scene in the Lego.
Yeah,
place.
that's it. Just that one scene. But other than that, the movie was serious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was serious, and then when he started sobering up, they had some like chuckle moments and stuff where it was like levity.
Yeah.
And then he fights the bad guy in that movie, and it was like, okay, it's wacky Jackie Chan and stuff like that. And this movie, like you said, I guess that the correlation is there.
It's that because there's a lot of there were a lot of moments. There's a lot of moments, of course, that's gonna make you laugh, but there's a lot of moments where it's like, oh shit, that really just happened.
Well, there was some story beats in this movie that kind of echoed beats from Bad Boys 1. Because you could tell, okay, this is the big middle part action scene.
Yeah.
And then end scene, what's going to be the thing that's going to, what's the turning point of the movie that's going to bleed into this final action scene, so to speak. Joe Pantoliano, he's dope as the chief again.
He was
as
great.
the captain, he's great. He's still downing his Pepto-Bismol. still talking about. Actually, it's funny. It's picking up from 2 where he's found Buddha and he's at peace.
Yeah.
Still, and I like that. It's a little small touch.
He graduated from Wusa to I got a Buddha story for you.
Yeah. He's funny. He's still funny. He still played the captain. Old boy that they harassed in Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
he's back, and I like this. Again, it's small touches. I was a little afraid they weren't going to bring back Larissa Randall. She's back.
Mm-hmm.
She has a couple lines. They're still married, and there's still that whole like, hey, we're married, and there's no trouble. It's just typical. Hey, they've been married for so long, and they're just going through the typical stuff. But it's like, we're going to get divorced. No, they're not divorcing. It's just like it's funny stuff, you know.
You know, the one person that was missing, but I saw what they did. I missed the tall dude, like the tall black guy who was
John Sally.
Yeah, he was the hacker.
The hacker that they got out of jail and they helped out and stuff. Yeah, the first one they helped out. Yeah. That would be nice. That would be a nice touch to have him there. It would be a nice touch
just to have him there. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised that if
John Sally wasn't available.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a deleted scene when this movie gets released on Blu-ray. We're gonna see a deleted scene, and he's gonna be there. He probably he's the head of some division or something.
Yeah,
I can see that.
But I mean, like I said, so the story was fine. The story was simple. It has some twists and turns, obviously, and stuff like that. Not gonna spoil it and stuff. The bad guys, interesting in and of itself because I had the assumption that they were gonna go. I was rolling my eyes a little bit because I thought we were gonna have another Rambo situation.
What? Where we were human trafficking?
No. We were just gonna get random drug cartel going after Mike.
Okay.
And there's a tie-in on why they're going after Mike. And at first I was like, ugh, really? Mexican cartels? And then when you see how everything transpires, like, okay, all right, I'm fine with this. I'm perfectly fine with this. Cool. Because homegirl was looking fine. Like,
yeah.
She was looking fine.
That was Cougar Town right there.
Yeah, that was definitely Cougar Town. I've seen her before. I think she might have been in Narcos, I think.
She probably was.
Cause I forgot her name, but I've seen her before. I have seen her before. I think she was in Narcos. Her and Old Boy, that plays her son, he was actually pretty good.
I enjoyed a lot of his action pieces. I'm like, my man, he watched The Raid and Raid 2 one weekend and decided, you know what, I'm gonna do that.
DJ Khaled's in it, and he's actually pretty funny. He's just, I was gonna say he's just being DJ Khaled.
No, DJ Khaled in this movie, he was this movie's...
Some dude?
No, he wasn't just some dude. He was this movie's JoJo.
JoJo!
We missed JoJo from the first movie.
God, I wish he was in it. I wish he was in it. But, he's fine. He's, they had a moment and such, and it was funny.
Yeah.
That look he gave him.
Just gonna say the line. Did you get pig fat on my sleeve?
Bruh, his look was priceless. But yeah, like I said, action was great. It's funny. You watch a lot of movies with CGI and stuff. Maybe because I watch some of the videos where like a lot of the people talk about the special effects in movies.
That muzzle flash.
So in the gunfights and stuff, there are certain movies now, like John Wick. They do a great job with the muzzle flash and those where you can't really tell and stuff.
Right.
In this movie, it's hit and miss because there are certain points where it's like, okay, they're shooting, you can't tell the muzzle flash is like edited in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were other times where I'm like, hold up, I saw that. I saw the muzzle flash. It's not like distracting, but it's like I can catch that. That's just me just kind of seeing that and stuff. I would say the action scenes are edited pretty decently. It almost gets like that borderline shaky cam-ish a little bit.
Well, it's shaky cam done right.
Explain.
Okay, I can't name. I forgot the name of this movie, but
who was in it?
I can't even remember it. Honestly, I would say just look up bad shaky cam videos on YouTube, like movies with bad shaky cam.
The Bourne movies.
See, I wasn't gonna say the Bourne movies.
I'm gonna say it. And I love the Bourne movies, but that nigga, I try to watch Bourne Identity. It's like, oh shit, whiplash.
I didn't want to say that movie because I like.
If you want to go good shaky cam, I guess you go Winter Soldier.
But no, see, Winter Soldier ain't honestly any of the Marvel movies. But no, there's one. I'm talking bad shaky cam is when you attempted to do shaky cam, didn't work, and you decide to go shaky cam post production.
Taken 3.
Yeah. That's a good example.
40 edits for one goddamn fight. I'm like, wow.
That's a good example of bad shaky cam because holy crap. Like, put it this way. I didn't need a barf bag for Cloverfield. I needed one for that.
Yeah, this one you can at least see, because you could tell Will clearly has stunt doubles, because he even admitted as much. Yeah, I had some people do stunt doubles and stuff, but for the most part, you could tell when Will's fighting, it's like, okay, that's Will and the other dude fighting. I could tell who's who, and it ain't shaky. It's like you see who's throwing the fist, and everything and stuff. Even the gunfights, you can tell who's shooting who, and it works.
Yeah.
Like I said, it ain't John Wick. I think John Wick put that bar up there high as shit. So it's like, how can you top John Wick?
And I'm not expecting this movie to do that. Nor would I want the movie to do that.
It echoed Bad Boys 1 in terms of the shootouts.
And again, and I'm going to say it again, I was fine with it.
Yeah.
I honestly preferred it. So now, while I still enjoy the first one above all of them, because, the first one is a classic.
1, 3, 2.
Yeah. In a way, look, if it were up to me, I honestly would I wouldn't even acknowledge 2's existence.
But this is the reason why I wait for this movie, because now I can buy the trilogy on Steelbook.
Yep.
Done.
Because they had just released, I think, what was it, the 20th? I think it was like a 20th anniversary 4K Blu-ray of the first 2 Bad Boys movies together.
That's why I'm holding off on that.
And I said, yeah, just wait. Wait for the third one, because you guys are going to re-release it again on another Steelbook.
I don't know. It's just, watching this movie, I'm kind of like, I want to see Martin Lawrence in another movie, because I think he's still funny.
He's still funny, and he can still do action films. Like,
yeah.
I don't know why Hollywood just
Maybe that was his decision, to be honest with you.
I mean, it probably was a mix of both, but, I mean, he had that show with Kelsey Grammer, and, I wish it could have manifested into something else.
Saying, Martin, don't do another Big Mama's House. For the love of God, stay away from that franchise. Do not touch it.
Yeah, just be done with it. Put it to bed.
Give me Blue Street 2. Boom, there you go.
What would he do in Blue Street 2?
Be in Mexico with that diamond. On it off.
See, stop. Don't give them ideas.
I just gave Martin an idea, and I'll watch Blue Street 2.
No, because I guarantee you they would probably take that idea and they would do something stupid with it.
Hey, I would like to see freaking Luke Wilson come back.
What, he retires from the force and he ran down to Mexico just to hang out with them?
Yeah, probably. But nah, Martin and Will, their dynamic was clearly there. And like I said, I would say this movie doesn't feel like a cash grab. It doesn't. And now I think that was my fear a little bit. I was like, Bad Boys 3, come on,
I mean, they've been talking. Now, see, the problem. I can't say it's a cash grab because I know one or both, both Martin and Will, they wanted to do one.
I know, but I know it really came down to the script being good.
Yeah.
But, I know most people, and like I said, I put myself in that category when they even said it, I was like, they're going to really cash grab the shit out of this. And then they waited so long, and then they did it, and it's like, okay, maybe they felt this was the time to do it, and they found a good story.
And that's just the problem with a lot of movies that came out. Sometimes you end up waiting too long to release a sequel.
Yeah, I mean, if you do wait too long, I mean, most people will blame that on Terminator, but I'm like, no, Terminator was able to tell its story.
Yeah, Terminator
even with the time lapse that it did, it worked.
It told its story, which I'm fine with that, but. Some movies, they can come out, they waited too long to tell it, and then you end up with a Godfather 3.
It's like Godfather fighting the Vatican. I'm sorry, I know it's more to it than that, but that will always be the Godfather 3 to me. It's like, dog, he's fighting the Vatican, really? All right, I guess. But yeah, this movie, like I said, it doesn't come off like a cash grab. I know a lot of people are going to probably definitely enjoy this film a lot. I mean, so and that's, like I said, how do I grade this, man?
I'm personally going to give this movie I'm going to give it I'm going to give it an 8.5.
I'm sitting at an 8.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, 8.5.
I can't go higher than 8. I can't, but, I think it did a great job of bringing everything. Because, like I said, you had to... I think I'm thankful that they didn't embellish itself and go too big, too big for its britches. And like I said, you can tell, even though you see Jerry Bruckheimer's name and you see Bay involved, it felt like clearly somebody told Bay no.
Remember, it was Bruckheimer and Don Simpson.
Yeah, so clearly Bruckheimer and them had more of the say of like, all right, we're going to scale it back a little bit, and then we're going to do X, Y, and Z with it. So, yeah, like I said, I sit at 8. You know, I think you'll enjoy this stuff, especially, you know, it's weird. This is a month of like movies getting dumped, which is weird because you have Bad Boys for Life and The Gentleman, which we're going to get into that movie, folks, because I would say for the month of January, Bad Boys and Gentleman might win the month of January. Because Gentleman is, when we get to the review for that, that movie is great.
There's Gentleman, then there's another movie that's coming out later this year.
I'm just talking about these months and stuff because, like I said, January, February is like dump month.
Okay.
For a lot of films and stuff. So
I think this movie's probably not coming out until maybe March or something.
Yeah, but
it was that big action scene with Homeboy from The Wire.
Yeah, I think my thing is like when they because I swear to God I didn't know Bad Boys was coming out so soon.
Yeah.
So I was just like, hold up, it's coming out in January. I was like, oh, that's not gonna bode well because again, January and February is like the dump month of movies. Like we just came, like Underwater just came out, and that's the most underwhelming fucking movie ever. And so the fear is just kind of like, oh boy, Bad Boys. But I think, thankfully, Bad Boys actually ends up being very entertaining. I think everybody's going to go into that movie enjoying it for what it is, and they're going to enjoy the banter and stuff.
I dare you to go see this movie and not laugh.
Yeah, you'll laugh. I mean, look, you know, again, the story is basic. You're not going to watch a Bad Boys film for the fucking stories. You're there for Martin and Will Smith and the banter and the shenanigans they get into. That's all you, and it works.
Yeah.
Even 2, like I said, we talking shit about 2. I still enjoy that movie because of their banter and all the shit that they get into. It's funny. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah.
So, yep. Go see the movie.
Go see that movie, enjoy it and stuff, and yeah. So we will catch you guys later.
We done.